welcome to Tissy Tooth Talk. I'm Dr. Carlin Palmer Blume.
And I'm Dr. Michelle Bishop, and I call it Teeth Cubed because I usually can't say it.
Well, hi everybody.
Hello.
So today we are doing something fancy that we talked about last time.
We're going to make Gone with the Gin. So we've broken out our best hats for the occasion. And
Or our only hats.
our only hats, exactly. And maybe we'll throw in some Southern sayings.
Yeah.
Like your favorite Southern saying.
So, and then we're going to talk about space maintenance.
Yes,
So-
space maintenance.
So we will clear that up in a minute.
Okay.
I'm excited about this.
It's a lot of ingredients. I've been prepping.
It's not something you're going to just make sometime.
No, you're not going to just whip this bad boy up, for sure. Gone with the Gin is based on Gone with the Wind from 1939. In the days before televised talent contests, this film's forward-thinking producer launched a national search for his leading lady, landing on the very British, I didn't know she was British. Did you know that? Yeah. Very British Vivian Leigh to play the very Southern Scarlett O'Hara, a bossy belle of the high and mightiest order. Lee's feisty on-screen chemistry with Clark Gable remains both immortal and also a tad misleading. They famously challenged each other on set, which may have helped shoot the Civil War-themed Wind into history books as a top-earning, unrelenting, rags-to-riches melodrama. Our hot as a burnin' Atlanta hooch is sure to start a few of your own battles, at least over whoever gets the first pour.
Oh, well.
Okay. So,
Well, bless your heart.
bless your heart. Just saying. Okay. So, the ingredients. 2 whole jalapenos.
Oh, Lordy.
Halved,
Well, I'll be.
and seeded. Half a peach, pitted and sliced.
That's a tiny peach.
Oh, well, okay, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Rosemary sprigs, simple syrup. I'm actually going back through to make sure I have everything. Gin, Campari, lemon juice, and club soda to fill. I mean, you're not just gonna whip this bad boy up. I mean, I might now because I have all the stuff, but pretty much not. So you're gonna take the jalapenos. Now I've kind of already pre-done this because it was a little hard. Like muddling mint for a mojito, much different than muddling jalapenos and peach. And I have a confession about the peach. I don't know if that's a peach.
Doesn't look like a peach.
I think it's a nectarine.
I do. I think it's a nectarine as
As
well.
I started muddling it, I was like, but it was fuzzy, like a peach.
Do you mind if I taste a piece?
Yeah, you go right ahead. Because what we're using is in here. I tasted it. I'm pretty sure it's a nectarine.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a nectarine. Yeah, and it's a firm nectarine.
I know, which is why I couldn't muddle the sucker. Well, we're going to find out if this works.
Oh my goodness.
That was there with the peaches. I think someone stuck a nectarine in with the peaches because it said peaches.
And you bought the one that looked different than everything else?
No, they look the same. It was fuzzy. It was fuzzy wuzzy. And he was like the most ripest out of all of them.
They must have had them labeled wrong. You know,
I think so.
you know. Yeah, that's definitely.
Well, we're going to find out. Gone with the Gin. We've redone you. So, all right, you're going to take your jalapenos and your whatever, nectarine, peach, pick your fruit, I guess. I don't care. Muddle that sucker up good. It's not easy. Like, don't plan on doing that on camera. So I muddled, right? A lot more than that. I even like cut my finger trying to do it. I didn't bleed into the drink, just FYI. And then you're going to take some rosemary sprigs. Take 1 rosemary sprig. Take the leaves off. Stop laughing. And you're going to put it in there. You're going to muddle that some more. And now we're going to take 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And then we're going to take about 1.5 ounces of gin. And I'm using, what am I using? Citadel.
Citadel Gin of France.
And you know,
France.
I picked it because I'm planning a trip to Paris and I just liked it. I don't know, I like the bottle.
I could have brought gin from my house.
Well, I actually looked for Empress Gin. They were out.
There's an ounce.
There's an ounce. Go ahead. So, whatever. Fiddlesticks. Isn't that what she says?
There's a half.
Fiddlesticks. That's not what I would say, but anyway. and now we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of Campari, which Campari is a bitter orange.
You said a 1/2 ounce?
Yeah, a little more than 1/2 ounce. So I'm not entirely sure how many drinks this is making.
Okay. Well, Campari's pretty bitter.
Okay, well then, don't go heavy on that.
Okay.
Okay, put that in there.
I'm throwing it everywhere.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
no, that's okay.
Well, I hope that wasn't important.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I feel like I need something else. Hang on. 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. I use these napkins because I thought it was very Scarlett O'Hara, like something she would say. You have to believe in something, so I believe I'll have another drink. Thought that was
We
appropriate.
want to say it with this southern accent.
You have to believe in something. I don't know. I can't fake accents. Except British, maybe sometimes. All right, 3/4 simple syrup. Do I have everything? Okay. Now we're gonna use my fancy Nancy penguin shaker because he's the bigger guy, and it's the first time I'm using it. And I discovered when you take off his head, like I think he's like a jigger, you know, like a little jig of whatever. But then I had to look because I was worried, like, does it pour out of his nose? Like I'm gonna be shaking, it's gonna be coming out of his nose. All right, he has a very specific way of going on. His bow tie must be in front to match with his feet, or the lid does not go on. Okay, he's kind of hard to hold. Too.
Well, he's pretty big.
He's kind of big. I mean, we want to talk about some southern things. We could have our usual discussion.
It's too loud.
It's too loud. Okay, well, I'm done. Our usual back and forth about the use of y'all and y'all plural.
Y'alls.
Y'alls.
Used to have an assistant that would say y'alls. I'm like, y'all is already plural. Y'all.
No.
Yeah, it's you all. It's plural. It's plural already. We don't need to make it more plural by being y'alls.
But what do you do with all y'all's stuff?
Well, she was referring to y'alls as multiple people, not as a possessive.
Okay. Sure.
But I would say all your stuff at that point.
Oh, I'd say all y'all's stuff. Get all y'all's stuff. All right.
I mean, I'm a big user of y'all, but I don't use y'alls. Teeth are not tools.
Teeth are not tools. Okay, we're gonna top with a little club soda.
You notice you didn't pour it evenly.
No, I didn't.
I got gypped.
Sorry. I won't water yours down too much. Okay. All right, and then you're supposed to put like a little sprig of rosemary in there.
Cool.
Grab your sprig.
I love rosemary in drinks.
Grab your
Stir it
straw.
around a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there's rosemary in here muddled up too.
Oh, okay.
Muddled.
Smashed.
Okay. I mean,
Irritated.
let me see what this blah 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 double strain filled with club soda, garnished with sip slow. You've got 3+ hours to get through the film.
Oh, so you're supposed to do this and then watch the movie.
movie.
Oh, we should watch the movie, but we can't
We
tonight.
can't tonight.
All right, ready? Cheers to beautiful smiles. Woo-wee!
I declare, I do like it.
I do.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Okay, see, even the nectarine didn't make a difference. I think I like.
We will be making it again.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh wow, y'all. I'll put that. I'll screenshot that recipe because that's so
Mhm.
yummy.
This needs to be posted.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Gone with the gin. Look at you coming through.
That's so yummy.
It is super,
Pardon us while we drink.
Yeah, it's super yummy.
Mm.
I was super worried.
This is up there with the grasshopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep, it's really, really, really good. Y'all have to make this one.
Yes. Gone with the gin.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead, take it away. I'm just gonna sit here and sip. It's not gonna take me 3 hours to get through this. Guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to talk about space maintainers. Now, first things first, why do you need a space maintainer? Space maintainers are used in kids. It's a type of retainer. We've all heard about retainers. Like anybody who's had braces has heard of a retainer, because when you get your braces off, what do you want to do? You want to hold your teeth where they were, right? So where your orthodontist put them is not where your maker put them originally. You fought nature and put them in their place, and now you got to hold them there. Space maintainers are similar in their function in that they are holding things where they are. They are not moving things. They are not changing things. They are just, it's like, think of it as a brace. Like we're holding everything right here. And when do we need to do that? Well, most of the time we need to do that because we had to remove a tooth. So, you know, in pediatrics, we have situations as well in all dentistry, but you don't do space maintainers as much in adults because you can go right into an implant or a bridge or repairing or replacing the missing tooth. And a kid, you're holding a space until the permanent tooth comes in. So if I have to remove a baby tooth for whatever reason, but I want that space to be preserved so the permanent tooth that comes up underneath it still has room, I got to do something to hold that space. Well, why doesn't that space hold naturally? There's a trend in your mouth called mesial drift. It's really strong on the lower arch, but your teeth in the back kind of want to move forward. And so when you have all your teeth in a row, your teeth are keeping the back teeth from moving forward. When you take a tooth out and you've got your permanent molar back here coming in, and say you're 6 years old, you got your permanent molar back here, that molar wants to tip if it doesn't have something keeping it from doing that. So we put in a space holder, a space maintainer. And there are a bunch of different kinds depending on how many teeth you've had to have removed, which tooth in the mouth that is, how old you are, because what tooth we have present. Some space maintainers are better than others, but we can't do them until you get some permanent teeth, or we can, but we don't usually. So there's a whole bunch of criteria for which one you would use and when, and I mean, that would take me a very long time to explain here. It's hard for me not to just go into it, but I'm gonna try. So the first one, and I printed out some examples, and I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see them.
You want me to Vanna White it?
Oh, I'll come up there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cover one side because this side is something we don't use that often. But the most common one we use is called abandoned loop. And that's for when I take out, like you have your all baby teeth, no permanent teeth, and you don't take out the back one, but you take out the one right in front of it, only on one side. We do something called abandoned loop. So it's the most common, and it's a little, if you ever had braces, it's the ring that goes around your back tooth.
Right.
And then you have your braces that come around, but instead of braces, it has a little loop, and I'll come show it to the camera, that just takes up the space and butts up against the tooth in front of the space to keep that back tooth from tipping over. So this is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see it.
Go a little closer.
So it's like right here, the band goes around this tooth. This is the loop. It just takes up the space where that tooth was lost and uses that tooth as the holder. So that's called abandoned loop, and that would be the one that we use the most commonly. And I don't know if you can see this, I'll put it back on my finger, but that's actually what it actually looks like. That's a real one.
Cute little abandoned loop.
Yeah, so that one we do all the time. So then if we take out one upper tooth and we have our permanent molars in, we will do something called a transpalatal arch. And it comes across the roof of the mouth. This is like, you know, this is your front teeth, like if you're looking. So if you're looking up at the roof of the mouth, it puts a little bracelet around the back two teeth, and it goes across the roof, and it arches up along the roof of the mouth so that it's not like going, you know, it doesn't take up all your tongue space, right? So that one is used, I use it a lot. A lot of people don't use that one that much because they'll just go to something called a Nance. And the Nance is the one, maybe some of you have had it. It puts a little piece of plastic, like the retainer material on the removable retainers. It puts a piece of that right here because your mouth curves, like the roof of your mouth curves this way. So if you're missing teeth on both sides, you can't brace against the teeth in front, so you brace against the roof of your mouth as it starts to curve forward. And so that's your, you know, you've got like a tripod. And so,
I'm learning stuff.
so that is what a Nance looks like. So that's the little plastic piece that's right behind your front teeth with the 2 bracelets around the back.
So it's using your tissue to put pressure up against and hold that space.
Instead of teeth.
Okay.
So we use that one when you're taking out multiple teeth on both sides.
Got it.
The transpalatal arch is good when you're only taking out one side. It just acts as an arm to keep that other one back. But if you've got stuff out on both sides, you've got to use the roof of your mouth to do it.
Cool.
And last, the other the band and loop and the lower lingual holding arch are the 2 most common that I use. And a lower lingual holding arch is what it sounds like. It's on the lower, it's the whole arch. Lingual means on the tongue side. So instead of like with braces, the wire is around on the outside, this is a wire on the inside, right? And so what it's doing is it's using the back of your lower front teeth as that tripod spot. So it anchors against your molars, and then it anchors against the back of your lower front teeth, because most of the time you're transitioning on the sides. So you have your permanent lower front teeth and you have your permanent molars, but you're still changing out your baby molars. So it doesn't use your baby molars, it uses your permanent teeth. So that's your tripod, is here and up in the front, while you continue to lose and change teeth on the sides. And so it looks like this. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about these right now is, for whatever reason, parent fear has kicked up lately in my office. And I've had some space maintainer resistance lately, which kind of boggles my mind a little bit. I don't get it entirely, because it's not actually doing anything. What it's doing is preventing a problem.
Right. It's
not causing a problem. It's not moving anything. It's not changing anything. It's just saying, hey, hold your horses, stay right here. You know, is it some people will ask if it hurts. 99% of people, it doesn't hurt. Now, you and I both know, something's gonna hurt everybody.
Right.
You know, if I pinched her right now, she'll probably handle it, but somebody else would scream their head off, you know, like, so there's that factor.
Right.
But I did have somebody ask, she said her daughter was complaining about it all the time, every day, you know, she complains that it hurts. Look at her mouth, her tissue's great, nothing's red, nothing's swollen, pretty clean. I can't figure out what might be bothering her about it. Now, she had the same kind of appliance that my daughter had years ago. And my daughter complained about it periodically. When am I gonna get this out? This thing annoys me, this thing bothers me, I don't like it. I mean, braces. So this woman asked me, what would you tell your daughter if she was complaining to you about it every day? And I said, I would say, suck it up, Buttercup. And that is exactly what I said. I'm like, oh, you'll get it out when it's time. It's not doing any harm. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I had to say, you know, that's a parenting style issue. I don't indulge those things. I'm comfortable with the information. I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. I know what the benefit is. I know it's not causing any harm. So I tell her to suck it up. So hopefully I was able to communicate with that parent why it was important, and hopefully she feels better about it now. I had another parent ask me the other day, she's like, my kid's excited about it. She wants it. She wants the retainer. She was thrilled. She wanted braces. She's not ready for braces, so the retainer, yay. And mom's like, I just don't think I want it. I would rather come in and take x-rays every month to see if the teeth are moving. And, and I was like, why would you want to monitor a problem instead of prevent it?
Yeah.
And I'm having a hard time understanding what is scary about this, but it's been recent.
Interesting.
And there is a trend of people, and there's been that, you know, don't really want the space maintainer. So I thought right now would be, since it's on my mind, of how I can communicate them better and how I can help ease people's fears about them or make people more comfortable with them. It's like, this is a great time for me to address this on Tipsy Tooth Talk and practice discussing them in a professional manner, because it's been weird, folks.
Well, the interesting thing is, you know, what I tell parents sometimes, when I'm sending them to sending them to you is, if they need a space maintainer, it's not invasive. It's not cutting on your child's tooth. It's not, it's something that's totally reversible. Like we can take it out like think, just like that with the proper instrument. But it's gonna save you so much in the long run, because guess what? If that tooth shifts and blocks out that permanent tooth, you're paying the orthodontist a whole lot more to start moving stuff. And why would you want to do that? I guess that would be my spiel to parents would be, well, I understand that you don't like this, but it's going to cause your child more time in braces. It's going to cost you more money. And if you're worried about this bothering them, wait till you listen to them complain about braces, because that's a whole nother realm.
My ones lately that have refused space maintenance, I've required before I take the tooth out for them to have an orthodontic consult.
Yeah.
Like, you need to hear from the orthodontist what the results of this decision are going to be, so that you're fully informed of the decision before we do something we can't take back.
Well, and the parent that wanted to come in and monitor, I mean, things can shift pretty significantly fairly quick in kids. Kids are growing.
Well, and after it's moved, what?
There's nothing, now you're done. You're stuck. Like, there's no point in holding it at that point, because now you're going to have to move it anyway. So then you would be doing a space paying for a space maintainer and orthodontics. So yeah, that one doesn't hold water for me either. So it's been interesting. So I thought it was a really good time, because it's on my mind to cover space maintainers. Okay.
And please, if you have any questions about them, feel free to send us a question, and or anything else. We, one of the harder things about doing this is coming up with a topic.
Yeah.
So feel free, if you have something that your dentist has said to you or you're curious about, to send us a message, and we'll
we'll look it up. We'll look into it.
That would be through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. So
yes. And I will say, for adults, the reason this isn't usually done is if people go through orthodontics and they have a space that they've now opened back up because this wasn't done for them when they were a kid, or they lost a tooth later in life anyway, they're wearing their retainer, and that's holding it in place. And the reason that a retainer itself isn't used in kids is compliance, because kids aren't going to keep that retainer in 22 hours a day like you need to. But adults usually will, because they paid for it themselves. So we don't do a lot of that in adult dentistry.
I basically don't do anything removable in my office.
No. Put that thought out of your mind as a parent. You're just asking for some heartache. So.
Yep.
Well, hopefully the resistance is gone with the gin.
Hey!
See what I did there?
Oh, that was good. That
really
was good.
I'm going to post this recipe because it's a keeper for sure. It is a
We
keeper.
probably have to credit the book when we do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
We will.
which we should, because it's a great little book.
It is.
We got it at Vaudeville. I got it for her birthday or something.
Right.
At Vaudeville in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Yes.
It's
Great store.
Yeah. And a great restaurant. Love it.
Yes. Cool. All right. Well,
Cheers
to beautiful smiles.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all come back now. You hear?